Welcome to NBA Top Shot Weekly. I'm Alex Kennedy. He is Oliver Maroney, as always. And our special guest today, he's the host of the Follow Through with Clips and Drew. If you watch our watch parties at basketballnews.com, you know him. He's a big Clippers fan. We're going to try to make too much fun of him today.
Oh, man.
It's Clips. What's up, buddy?
What up, man? I appreciate you guys having me on here. I'm so excited for you guys to rip me about my basketball team and rip open some packs. I'm stoked.
I feel like of everyone I know, you are A, the biggest Clippers fan, but then also B, probably like of my friends, the person that's gotten most excited about Top Shot, except for like Oliver, who got me into it. I feel like you're one of the biggest Top Shot fans I know. How did that start?
Well, it started actually with you, Alex, because you kind of – well, it's funny because I had a friend who was heavy into crypto. We went to elementary school together, and he knows Roham and like that whole crew. And he hit me up. Well, yeah, he hit me up one day. He's like, "Clips, why are you not doing this? Right? Like, you're a collector. I've been a collector since I was a young kid. For those that don't know, I was a ball boy for the Clippers for 10 years. So I collected shoes and autographs and everything I could for a long time. Cards, of course. And then once I finally understood it, I mean, Top Shot wanted me in October, and obviously." Kicking myself I didn't get in October, but once I finally understood the concept and collecting, I've been for it ever since. I'm so into it, and I'm so excited today.
Yeah, I knew you figured out. I knew you got on like around the time that we started doing those clubhouse appearances, so that makes sense. I didn't realize it was directly after that. But so when was that?
Mid-February. It was mid-February that we started. And I think you and Oliver and another friend had gone in on one of the big packs or whatever. And then that's what started turning my gears. And I made some mistakes early, definitely. Like, I'm kicking myself again. Like, for those that don't know, like, I mean, there were some moments like, oh, yeah, I definitely need to pay this $45 for the Darius Baisley. I need it. There will be no more of these left. And then I'm just like, oh, man. So, I had a lot of things to learn early, but I think now I'm at this really good point where I'm very choosy about what I collect. And also, like, people forget it's not just about the flip. It's about collecting really cool moments that you enjoy, and I really dig that.
Definitely, yeah. So you like the Luka step back over the Clippers in the playoffs, right? You got to love that one. That's probably like top 5, right? Maybe number 1.
Are we starting this early? Are we just going to go on?
No, I had to. It's one of my favorite moments on the site. I do have to be honest. I think it's a great one. But
is it a moment now? Is it definitely a moment already?
The Luka step back from last year in the bubble?
Last year.
Yeah. No, I was.
Well, I'm expecting the step back 1-footer.
Oh, yeah. That will definitely be one. You have to think that's coming at some point, right? No. But I do have to ask early on. So you get on Top Shot. What's the first moment you bought? Why did you buy it? And then secondly, just to follow up with that question, what's a moment, if you were to have one out of any of them in the NBA Top Shot universe right now, what would it be and why?
So I got my first moment I bought. Now, again, I'm a Clipper fan. And it was Zubac, right? And the reason why I liked the Zubac was it was our preseason game or his opening night against the Lakers, where he dunks on Montrez. And, we got the Clippers and Montrez got some beef. So it was Zubac dunk on Montrez that was my first moment that I picked up. And then the moment I really want, obviously, is I want that LaMelo Ball first assist. I really would love to have that. I'm a big LaMelo fan. And so that's the one I would want to get right now. I have the LaMelo rookie double badge, but I want that assist, definitely.
Yeah, it's getting close to that price point where, maybe one day it'll be, achievable, right? Or at least within reason.
Well, the thing is that now a lot of these moments that, I thought I was buying for a really good deal are now down to easily being able to buy. I was really high on the rookies. I wanted Anthony. I wanted the first 10. I wanted the first 10 picks. So I wanted Anthony Edwards double badge, LaMelo double badge, Wiseman, and now all those are, well in reach.
Yeah.
And then scooping up some Zions, the guys that I know, and even going into the playoffs, picking up a Jimmy Butler and picking up, making sure I have a Giannis in my bag. And, Middleton was cheap right now. So I'm really into the playoff guys because any one of these guys can be, a stud and a star and win a series. Like Tim Hardaway Jr. right now. Like if you could get him for cheap, you never know what he's going to bring. So that's how I'm looking. I'm looking forward to, what's going to happen.
Whenever we first started talking about Top Shot, I think you had the same mentality as I did, that there's long-term value in this. But we have talked about this with a lot of our guests about just the market and where it's at right now. You mentioned getting in February. So there was those crazy days when there were, $40-50 million sale days, I want to say. And then, recently, obviously, moments are cheaper. Things aren't going as much. Packs are easier to get. It's a lot different from when you first joined. So I'm curious, how have you kind of reacted to that? And how has that kind of affected your collecting patterns?
Well, I got taken complete advantage of when I came in. People knew the new members that were coming in and prices were so high. I was paying for a Joker, I paid like $120, and for a Devin Booker, I paid like $118. And all of these are down. That's why my account's in the red. A lot of accounts are in the red, but I really don't care. There's still LE moments, 15,000. My approach now is, the packs are the most important. And in the beginning, it was so hard to get a pack because there's 400,000 people in line. I think Top Shot has been extremely progressive at getting rid of the bots and the multiple accounts. And, I thought the collector score is great. So I've been the past 6-pack, 7-pack, obviously reservation packs don't count because you're going to get them. But, the hustle and shows and the throwdowns, like it was easy for me to get. You have to wait. There's still 90,000 people in line, but I'm not 400,000. So there's always an opportunity to get that pack. And again, everybody says like, it's so cool to open a pack, the music and just the anticipation. I love going to Vegas and I only gamble in Vegas and just that time where you're rolling.
That's what they all say.
No, I really do. I really only gamble in Vegas.
I'm just joking.
But that high of just like when you're throwing the dice and waiting, or when you're on the roulette table watching it go. And that's what I like in it. And just the collecting aspect. You never know what you're going to get. This reservation pack, you could get that Zion or that Ja, or I've been really lucky the past, even reservation packs, pulling really good players. So I'm only at 116 moments right now. After today, we'll have a few more.
You're more than me.
So. Really?
Yeah.
Dang,
I'm not I would rather have less and just have like the moments I really like appreciate or enjoy than I would have more. And I've had this debate back and forth because every once in a while I'll see like moments that I'm like, man, this is a good deal. I should buy it. Maybe and I just start buying. And then after a while, I'm like, why did I buy this? Just because it was a good deal? That's not right. That doesn't do me anything,
But if you're more than me too, I have 87s. I think I'm in the same camp as Oliver, where I've sold a lot of moments and then tried to use that money to buy bigger moments. Mm-hmm. And we have that group. You mentioned the group that we kind of all went in on a legendary pack. How we first got started. We've done the same thing with that group too. We just keep selling and buying more, and trying to keep leveling up. So that's been my mentality. So yeah, I don't have the same quantity as other collectors, but there are definitely some that I'm pretty proud of. But yeah.
I've only sold, and it's crazy how it worked, because like if you have a moment that a challenge needs, the price increases for that. And there was a challenge, I'd say 3 or 4 weeks ago, where they needed a Terrence Ross, a TJ McConnell, and I think it was a John Collins, right, that I already had. And so all those I bought for 8, 7, 3, and I sold for 8. You have to sell when it's selling for 80. Yeah. Like, come on. And TJ McConnell's never going to be $80 so, but just like you said, Alex, those 3 that I flipped for whatever 160, that's how I got my Anthony Edwards, my LaMelo Ball, my Zion that I really wanted. So I'm not big on the selling. I'm all for holding right now, because I'm looking forward to Series 3 coming out, and I know once the finals is over, this Series 2 is going to be done, and it's going to be so exciting, man. I can't wait for these playoff packs.
Yeah, it should be really cool to see kind of how they implement the playoff packs, how they get put into like the ecosystem, what the pricing will end up being on those. I'm really curious, and obviously there's a holo legendary drop. Apparently, it's rumored to happen next week, so we'll see what happens there. I heard there's some very, very, very strong opinions about a collector score being something like 2,000 or above in order to get one, which I think is the right approach, obviously. You have to, in order to stop where the market is kind of going at this point, you have to kind of tend to the hands of the big collectors that understand that holding these things is more important than selling at a 50% loss or a 30% loss or whatever it may be. And I think that's where we are right now, is like they're going to start tightening things up and trying to make sure that, the longer term holders and collectors are rewarded for what they're doing, and the shorter term flipping sell guys are probably going to be left behind at some point. But at the same time, like you talked about, you're not selling much and whatever. There's something about, like, it's almost like 2K My Team. It's like there's something about like getting a player, propping him up or whatever the case may be, like put him in a position to succeed or do well, and then getting rid of that guy for an even better player. And like that's kind of my mentality, like approaching Top Shot. I always try and like Michael Porter Jr. I bought huge on Michael Porter Jr. about a month or two ago. And I just I bought probably 10 or 15 of his moments, rares, commons, the whole nine. And then about like 15 days ago, his prices were at like this astronomical level. And I'm just like, I love Michael Porter. Like, he's one of my favorite players. But at the same time, like I'd really, really be upset with myself if I didn't sell a few of these and then go into a LeBron, like that was kind of my mentality. So I enjoy that part of it, though. That's part of, to me, the whole Top Shot experience. So as long as you're understanding of like, you're not undercutting to a crazy extent, you're not selling everything off just to try and get your money back. I think
it makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
Why would you sell a moment for $1 or $2? Why would you do that?
Yeah,
especially when we have these trade tickets that are going to be introduced.
Exactly.
There maybe 60 of my moments that I have aren't my favorite moments, but if I'm going to be able to use those to get something valuable in a rare pack, like that's why I'm holding on to this. I see no value in selling anything for $1.
My wife, when I first started collecting Top Shot, she was like interested in it, and she got I think she got 2 packs, and I think she got 1 pack, or maybe she got 1 pack and then she bought 3 of their moments or something like that. I think 2 weeks later she sold all of her moments for $32, and I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, I made money on it. It was a $9 pack. I got $4 or $5 at the moments, and then now I made $32. And I was like, yeah, but why? And like one of her, there was a Zach LaVine in there. There was like a number of like good players, and I was like, how is that $32 going to help you right now? Like,
that was before February. That was before February, right?
Yeah, it was way before.
I recalled Alex's conversation with me privately, just being like, yeah, I think we sold a little too soon.
We definitely did. My wife sold even sooner than we did. That was like December or January. But then with us, we sold our Rudy Gobert for, I want to say it was like 6,000, and then they were going for 10,000 a few.
Something like that, yeah.
A week later, something like that. But
I mean, everybody has those stories. Let's be real here. Like, everybody has those stories where I should, I should, woulda, coulda, shoulda,
I have a question for you, Oliver, because I saw your tweet with just a bunch of dapper purchases last night. What was your spending spree last night? What did you buy?
To be honest with you, there is value, and Library said this on our show last week. Justin, there is supreme value in rare moments right now in the marketplace. That is my interpretation of where the marketplace is at. And so for me, I've been buying up as many rare moments as I can. So I got like a Killian Hayes MGLE Metallic Gold Limited Edition. I got a Nakoro Metallic Gold Limited Edition. I got all the throwdowns, like 6 throwdowns, basically. They're all like sub $60. Like, yes, could they go lower? Of course. You can't time when these things are going to like stop dropping or going up or whatever the case may be. But I just use my best judgment as like, I use evaluate market, I use moment ranks, and I use live token and add more funds. And I kind of combine the 4. And so when I'm like, and I'm very strategic with some of this now, I've gotten it down where it's like, is this a buy? Is this not? And it's not necessarily a deal. What I'll do is I'll scour the marketplace for moments that I like. I'll go to moment ranks. I'll put them in a ticker, an alert ticker. And then when those moments prop up at the prices that I think they're valuable at, I then buy them. And so like last night, there was like 4 or 5 times where my phone was pinged from moment ranks. And I was just like, okay, clearly something's happening here where like either the market is just falling, for whatever reason. And I started looking and like, if I had, it would be very dangerous for me if I had any more money in my Dapper right now. It would be very dangerous because last night I was this close to pulling the trigger on like a LeBron Series 1 and Anthony Davis Series 1. Like I was just all these prices and I'm just like, but long story short, badges. That's
agree.
like, to me, like if you're a card collector, it's the rookie cards and it's the superstars. That's the only thing that really matters in the card market. And I don't mean to like disrespect like a Lou Williams or like some of these other players that are great players, but like that's not where my head is at. My head is at like, okay, LeBron, Steph, Zion, Luka, Ja at this point is probably someone that I'd be really interested in. I mean, you look at some of these young players that are superstars and like the prices in comparison to, let's say it's a LeBron, let's say it's a whatever it may be. It just seems like there's
Did we lose?
What a great!
It's a great look, dude.
That's hilarious. What a great freeze. Hey, Oliver, you good? Can you hear us? I thought he was pausing for a very, very long time for like emphasis, and then
he's in deep thought. He's in deep thought, Alex.
This is an amazing freeze.
At least we can.
Oh no, he just texted me power went out. So let's drop Oliver off of here, and why don't we just finish this up without him?
Okay.
And if we say anything shocking, we'll add him back in and just have him with that face. That's amazing. Okay, so we both have packs to open up, and we still have a pack to give away too. Every week we give away a pack at basketballnews.com/topshot. So we're going to give that away at the end. Clips, do you want to pull your pack up and open that? And then while you're doing that, we can talk some Clippers-Mavs. We can talk about the playoffs so far. I do have to get your thoughts on it.
Okay.
You're the most passionate Clippers fan I know, and you've been watching the games closely. So I do want your thoughts on adjustments that can be made and things like that. But let's do it while we're opening up the packs. While you look for that, I'm going to thank our sponsor for this episode, BetQL. Want to get an advantage over the sports books during the NBA and NHL playoffs? How about an inside edge this MLB season? You need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets. Their best bets algorithm scans over 350K bets per year to give you a best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports. And they give you the reasoning behind why you should place the bet as well. BetQL also has tons of other tools like sharp data, so you can see who the pros are backing, and line movement, so you can jump on betting opportunities in real time. Plus, you can save all your picks in one place to track your success and winning streaks, as well as view your rank on their leaderboards. Head to the App Store or Google Play Store now to download BetQL. Enter the discount code TOPSHOT or BBN Stream, either one works, at your checkout for payment, and 25% off will come off any subscription offering. So enter the code TOPSHOT at your payment checkout for 25% off any of their subscription offerings. They also have some deals right now for the playoffs going on, so definitely check that out. Don't miss out on the chance to beat your sportsbook this summer. Download BetQL from the App Store. Top Shot is your payment checkout code, 25% off. Definitely check that out. Thanks to BetQL. Oh, we got Oliver back. Oliver froze in the funniest way. You were like, I think, and then you just it was amazing. It looked like
everything was just shut down. Like it was crazy. I was like,
I'm glad we got you back. It seemed like you were pausing for emphasis for just a very long time, but
yeah, no, definitely not. No. Do I repeat that question?
No, I think you're good.
I think
we got most of it. You were wrapping up. So
yeah.
Clips is trying to share his screen. Where we at, Clips?
It's not looking good, man. It's I'm having some issues here.
All right, we're gonna start with Oliver's pack, and then Clips. While you try to figure that out, we'll jump back to you in a second, and you can show us what you got. But Oliver,
you feeling LeBron? I'm feeling LeBron or a LaMelo? LeBron or LaMelo, baby? Come on, let's get something good today. Let's get something good. turning off the music here because I'm the only one who can hear it. All right, where are we going? Which do I pick?
We've had a lot of luck with middle.
Middle.
Let's go middle.
Dinwiddie.
Hey.
All right.
I am very excited to see what happens with Spencer Dinwiddie because he keeps hinting that he might be able to return for the postseason. And I think that would be wild if they got him off the bench, as if they weren't already good enough. If they get him off the bench, that's just going to be incredible. I hope he can win the postseason.
Would be fun to watch for sure. Let's see. That's my second Dinwiddie. I think I have the same moment.
Fun fact: Dinwiddie is an investor in Dapper Labs, which
there you go.
Top Shot.
All right, I'm going right next.
Okay.
RJ.
Nice.
Sweet. I'll take an RJ.
Yeah, he's been playing great.
Love the RJ. 12,304 out of 15,000 for the RJ there.
LE, that's nice.
Yeah, both of these are LE. So here we go. Last one. Lakers or Hornets?
Fingers crossed.
I'm thinking LaMelo Ball is going to find. I have never gotten a LaMelo Ball in a pack before. Come on.
Clips, have you?
Oh, 1068 Hamidou Diallo. All right. This is his first moment, by the way, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is his first moment. So not a bad serial. 1068 out of 12,000 for Hamidou. And that is my pack. Let's see where I'm at here. All right. Sweet.
Nice. So, Clips, you ready?
Why don't you go?
Okay, let me go next. I will share my screen. Let's do this. Actually, let me go to the right page first so it's ready when I pull it up. Have you pulled a LaMelo before, Clips?
I did pull the LaMelo.
Nice.
Double badge.
Hey,
yeah, you mentioned that. You did mention that. Sorry.
Yeah, any LaMelo is a good LaMelo. I'm going to be honest. I'm a big fan of LaMelo. Been a fan of it since he was in high school. So
I have to give you credit, Oliver. In our group chat where we always talk sports and stuff like that, you were high on him.
Very
even during
bullish.
the period, people were kind of bashing LaMelo, like when he was overseas in Lithuania. You were like, "This kid's going to be a star." So you've always been very high on him. I will back that up.
I appreciate it.
All right, see what we got. I'm starting middle too.
All right.
Timberwolves. Malik Beasley, 10,023 out of 12,000.
It's an LE. That's cool. Take it.
Yeah, that's solid. I think it's his first moment, maybe as well. I think that's his first.
What do you think of those jerseys? I like neon green. I feel like those jerseys are pretty cool.
I think the Timberwolves have really clean jerseys. I'm a big fan of the Timberwolves jerseys. It's just a bummer they're not better. Sorry. Oh, Pelicans. Jackson Hayes. What a big tease. But hey, Jackson Hayes is good. Jackson Hayes is good.
He's a freak athlete. 10,987 out of 12,000. I wonder how like the other Pelicans and Lakers feel to have their moment. Like every time someone opens it, they're excited as LeBron. Like no one's ever gotten like I feel bad to say this, but no one's ever gotten a Jackson Hayes moment and just been like, "Let's go!" Like I feel bad for those guys just because everyone gets so excited that it could be a Zion. You know?
It's a cool moment though.
It is a cool moment. It's a very ferocious dunk. I mean,
12,000
it's
too.
Clean. That is, yeah.
I just did at basketballnews.com, we had Corey Brewer, who obviously a 13-year NBA veteran, recently transitioned to coaching. He's a player development coach with the Pelicans now. And he wrote an amazing article for us breaking down his work with Zion, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo, Jackson, Kyra Lewis Jr. It's a fantastic read. They really go in depth on kind of what they're working on with each player, what he saw from them. He also writes about his first year as a coach because this is his, first time on a coaching staff. So he kind of breaks down that experience. It's a phenomenal read. You don't usually hear from assistant coaches in the NBA. They're not really allowed to talk much. So the fact that he was able to write this article was just really cool. So definitely check that out. If you're a Pelicans fan or just a fan of the NBA, it's super interesting stuff about kind of what it's like behind the scenes. So check that out for sure. Let's see what we got here. Another D'Angelo Russell. 10,625 out of 15,000. So again, limited edition. I'll take it.
Right.
Very Minnesota heavy pack there.
It is.
All right. And then we still have the pack to give away. Remember, if you enter it at basketballnews.com/topshot, you can win that. So stick around. Clips, you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. How do you want me to do this? Click mine and then show, and then show.
Do it. That's
Is
perfect.
that what we're doing?
Yeah. We're good.
So we're going to click. Music
Yes.
is common 9064. What are we? Hold on. Where are we at?
There you go. What is that? Is that OG?
That's OG.
OG
Okay.
Ananobi?
What's
Nice.
the cereal?
9,000.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said 9. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish. Sorry, my bad.
What's your highest cereal, Clips?
I have a 153 Siakam and 830 Lou Dort, both on 40Ks.
Okay.
Nice,
Oliver,
nice.
didn't you pull a crazy cereal recently?
I did. Out of a Hustle and Show pack that I purchased, or not a Hustle and Show, it was a reservation pack that I got last week. I pulled a number 2 Ja Morant.
No way!
Isn't that
Ja
crazy?
Morant.
Clips?
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to have the best few games of his career. How amazing is that?
It was an amazing pack. I will say I am struggling to understand where the heck I love Ja Morant. I'm not much of I do talk about cereals on this show, but I've never been a low cereal guy. I've always been like, give me the area code of where they're from, things like that. I'm not a low cereal guy. So for me, I actually am trying to figure out what the value is of this so I can then go in to buy the moments that I truly want,
You make it the value you want it to be, man. Somebody will get that.
Yeah.
Congrats
That's
to
true.
you.
I
Someone
know.
watching this right now might be interested. So if
There
you're
you go.
interested, hit Oliver up on Twitter.
There
You
you
might be
go.
able to get that Ja Morant moment.
Yeah,
we got
exactly.
Trying to be a wingman, throw the alley-oop for Oliver here.
There you go. I
So
appreciate it.
second one was Dame Lillard, 14K
Ooh.
handles.
That's a good one.
I don't have a Dame. I don't have
Nice.
a Dame yet, so I'll take
There we
the
go.
Dame.
There you go. A good one.
And then last but not least, we are pulling a 7980 dunk of DeAndre Ayton. So we'll take the Ayton.
Nice.
You're doing really well. I've been
Very
impressed.
well.
I'm taking that moment. That's a good pack.
That is a very good
Very
pack.
good pack. Can't
Better
complain
than
with
getting
that.
2 Timberwolves and Jackson Hayes. No disrespect.
No disrespect. Hey, appreciate that. I'm stoked on my pack.
So real quick, before we get into the giveaway pack clips,
Mm-hmm.
you got to break it down for me.
Okay.
What's going on with the Clippers?
Okay.
How do they adjust? Do they still have a chance in this series?
Definitely still have a chance. It's extremely frustrating. Okay. On our show that we're releasing today, on the follow through with Clips and Drew on the basketballnews.com podcast network, I do about a 15 to 20 minute spiel on how disappointing it is to be down 0-2, and everybody wants to place blame somewhere. I'm a little concerned about the adjustments. Like Zubac was just getting cooked both games. Like Luka was cooking Zubac every single play. I think Pat Beverly shouldn't be in the starting lineup. I don't understand why Ibaka only played 5 minutes the other night. Like, we really need to make these adjustments, and this was the issue in last year's playoffs where we weren't making adjustments. So I'm happy with the way Paul George and Kawhi have been playing 40 minutes a game and extremely aggressive. Where is Marcus Morris? That's what I want to, where's the hottest, 3-point shooter during the regular season? Where have you been? And the other thing is we're really seeing, it's not the Clippers losing, it's Luka playing so well and becoming the superstar in front of our eyes. But it's really time to clamp down, right? It's hard to ask Kawhi to guard Luka all game and then try to be this offensive force on the other side. We really need to find a middle ground, because Luka looks like he's just having fun out there. He's smiling, he's laughing, and he's cooking our whole squad. So we get one game tomorrow, and I think we can win the series. Seriously, give me one game tomorrow, we will win the series.
All right.
If we lose, I don't want any of you guys to talk to me. Do not call me. Do not hit me.
However, hold
No,
on.
I
Trevor,
will. I will leave you alone. I feel bad. We do like to tease you, but I won't do that to you. We did that last year. I'm not gonna do that this year. That's too much.
Could we see the reverse of what happened with the Clippers and the Rockets series, 6, 7, 8 years ago?
Where we blew the 3-1 lead?
Yeah. Couldn't that happen conceivably?
The reverse of last year.
I would like
Reverse of last year too. I'm sorry, man. This is the history here is brutal. I don't know what you do with this situation. It feels like you really need a massive Kawhi Leonard performance, like just like an
He
all
had
out.
one the other night. It was literally such a great game. It was.
I'm talking like Toronto Raptors, Kawhi Leonard, like no one is beating him on the floor on a given night. I haven't seen that Kawhi. I understand you saw it a few nights ago. Like there are glimpses of it, but I feel like it's still not like it's not Toronto Kawhi right now. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, and Luka's just playing so well that it kind of offsets it, and then it's up to the supporting cast too. That's what it comes down to. Like, what do you thought of Paul George's play so far?
I thought he's been fine. I mean,
he was attacking a lot, very aggressive, getting to the paint. He wasn't really shooting three. I mean, I think he was over 4 from 3. Did he finish over 4 from 3 last game? But
1 for 7 last game.
1 for 7. He was over 4 at one point when I checked this box score.
We're getting to the free throw line. It's the simple fact is the defense, man. And Zubac, like, look, for 3 seasons, for 3 playoffs in a row, Zubac has been a liability for us in the playoffs. And like, I love Zub. I think he's great, but there's some times where situationally, like, I would rather have Ibaka or Pat Patterson, right? Bring Pat in to guard Kristaps and, you know, hands in the lane. And look, bro, sorry, I didn't mean to say bro. Shouldn't say that on a pod or on a live stream. But, you know, Zubac had 1 foul, right? He had 2 points and 1 foul the whole game. When you have 1 foul, that means you're not playing defense, in my mind, or you're not having the ability to even touch somebody. And if Zub isn't working, where's Boogie? Right? Why did we pay Luke Kennard $64 million if he's not going to come off the bench? So Reggie Jackson was our best point guard for most of the season. I think we need to stick with the chemistry with Reggie Jackson starting, have Pat Beverly come off the bench, and have Zubac come off the bench. That's the adjustment I want to see.
All right.
Question: Montrezl Harrell.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like there's a little bit of a void there with him? Gone?
We got better.
I know you got better. I understand, like, on paper and, like, what you see on the court, you got better. But, like, in this playoff circumstance, do you think he would have helped in this series?
I'm sure he would help, definitely, because he could. But he would look.
But now that Lou's gone too, you don't have the 1-2. You know, the chemistry between them was so special. Now that Lou's gone, you kind of he'd be missing that. You know.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Montrez has his positives. With Ibaka, though, is you can stretch the floor and he can hit the 3. He block. Look, we bring in Rondo and Ibaka for championship playoff experience. If you're not going to be playing, then why are you here? You know. So I understand the loyalty we have to Pat Beverly, but now this isn't the time. You know, like if it's not working, Pat played 21 minutes the other night, had 5 points, you know, 2 rebounds. It's not enough. It's not enough right now. So yes, there are some things that we're missing with Montrez, but there are some many other things that we've gotten better at.
The wild thing too is you bring in Rondo and Ibaka for their championship experience and leadership and all that, but weren't they the ones arguing and kind of barking at each other last game?
Yeah, I think there was. And
but that's any playoff team that's having struggles, right? Like you're gonna have
Rick Carlisle is like, I know that guy.
Yeah,
I remember that.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty
funny. Hey, I'm pulling for you guys just for your sake. I don't want this to happen 2 years in a row to you, but we'll see what happens, man. I like the adjustments you mentioned, though. Those could work.
They're needed. And if you really want to hear how I feel, check out the podcast. It's dropping this evening.
There you go. The Follow Through with Clips and Drew, part of the Basketball News Podcast Network. I like the plug. Good job, Clips.
Right.
Newsflash, though, there is no better player on the floor right now than Luka Doncic. So I don't want to burst the bubble, but
I agree. Look, I'm a realist. Oliver, I'm also a realist. I'm not this delusional fan that.
Sure.
This is what I do for a living. I talk basketball. Like what Luka's doing is magical, dude.
It's crazy.
Like, it's absolutely insane. And there's so many people that are like, how are we letting a 22-year-old do this to me? I'm like, yo, this is a 22-year-old, like, not only future Hall of Famer, but future, like, be in the GOAT status. Like, he's
generational talent type.
Yeah. So
Kawhi's doing his part. Paul George is easily better than anyone else on the court. That's where PG has to continue to elevate his game and during the regular season, he was dominating. He was playing at a ridiculous level. Like, he needs to be back at that. Like, granted, he's been better this postseason than he was pandemic P and all that, but he hasn't been as good as he's been in the regular season. They need that Paul George.
The thing that concerned me is his quote saying, "We are not concerned." That's what he said. And that little stuff really ticks me off because I'm concerned. And what I ask for is for somebody like myself, and there are a few of us in Clipper Nation that take this extremely serious. Like, can you just be half as passionate and want to win this game as much as we do? You know what I mean? Can you just show me something, dude? And I've been defending Paul George all year, right?
You have.
Specifically for this moment, right? And
every single time we're watching a game on our watch parties and the ball hits the side of the backboard, you're like, why don't they call him that? Why aren't they giving him crap? Why is it trending on Twitter right now? You've been a very passionate Paul George defender, so I do have to give you credit for that.
I just don't understand why so many people hate him so much, or the narrative of like Paul George is this a-hole. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand.
I think we've talked about this before. I think it's those comments. It's him blaming Doc Rivers for misusing him. It's throwing guys under the bus. It's all the little things that he does. Like, if it was just his game and he didn't ever say those kind of things, people would just love. I mean, his style of play is very fun to watch, and he's a very smooth player. Like, I think it's the little things that he says and the little shots that he gets in, the subtle things. That's what bothers people, I think.
So I'm totally with you on that. Like, Anthony Davis crapped the bed in game 1, right? And what does he say? He says, my bad. I played like crap. I need to come out next game. It's this loss is on me. That's
accountability.
That's also the LeBron effect. I do think that Anthony Davis has matured quite a bit since he's been a Laker. There is some growth there. And I'm not saying Kawhi should be that to Paul George, but I do think there is some level for the Clippers that there's got to be a hierarchy with the Clippers, and it doesn't feel like there really is right now. Am I crazy in that thinking?
I think the difference is Paul George is 31. So at this point, he needs to be mature enough and take accountability. And, like, especially with all the crap he got last year for throwing Doc Rivers under the bus and blaming certain people. Like, you would think he would have learned his lesson, but it's still really not there, it feels like.
I think that the other thing, though, Oliver, is that we know nothing about Kawhi. We don't know how he connects with the players in the locker room, in practice. From everything I hear, and I know a lot of the beat writers are on my show, like, he's very vocal and active with these guys. We just may not see it. What I've been looking for all season is bench reactions. I want to see him getting up and giving high fives and smiling, and I've seen that this year. I really have. And I also said that, like, I'm fine with the effort we've put in these first 2 games, right? I'm not fine with losing in the first round, but if you give me all the effort you can and we lose to an amazing Luka and this shooting streak from Tim Hardaway Jr., I'll be fine with it. We gave up last year, right? Like, we literally gave up, and that's what hurts the most. So I need to see my 2 superstars, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, treat this game like this is a game 7. We need this win.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say, and this blows my mind, the Clippers, this was positioned perfectly for them. Last year, all eyes were on the Clippers. They were the new super team. There was all these expectations, and there was tons of external pressure. This was the year all eyes were on the Brooklyn Nets, because they recently assembled.
The Lakers.
The Lakers are a super team, and they're the defending champs. Like, they were flying under the radar. Like, you looked at Milwaukee and the Clippers, those are the 2 teams that, like, last year everyone was talking about them. This year there wasn't any of that. And now, by going down 0-2, they've put themselves back in that pressure chamber. It's like, what are you doing?
In true Clipper form, and it's funny you say that, because I had been saying that once Harden was on the Nets, I'm like, oh, thank God. Pressure is off of us. And now look at us. I can't even look on Twitter or on Instagram because everybody is just bashing us left and right. There's nothing more I want than the Clippers to come back and win this series so I can tweet Nick Wright some things that I'm not allowed to say on this live stream, okay? Because I got a lot to say. So I can't say it on my podcast, though, so that's okay.
Check the podcast out. It's great stuff. It's a great concept, too. Clips, and then Drew is a Lakers fan, so they're constantly butting heads. It's great stuff. We have a pack to give away. Let me do that really quick here. Let's pull this up. Okay. And then we have a winner.
LeBron. Here we go.
Yeah, we've been giving away so many LeBron's clips. It's crazy. We've given away 5 LeBrons now. It's crazy. I've pulled 1 LeBron in my entire life. For whatever reason, every time we open a pack here, it ends up being a LeBron. It's pretty wild. The winner of this pack is Siege 2020. SEIJ 2020. Shout out to you, Siege. Let's see what you got. Hopefully it's a LeBron. Let's keep the streak alive.
Let's get a Timberwolf in here.
Spencer Dinwiddie, same moment as before. It's 4,000.
And the same spot.
Yeah, 4,398 out of 15,000. Same middle spot there, as Oliver notes.
What was my right? I'm trying to remember what the other ones were.
Oh, yeah, it might be. We get the exact same pack. Let's see.
Can you imagine that?
No. Andrew Wiggins, 11,207 out of 15,000. Andrew's one of those guys in that club with Jackson Hayes. You get excited that it might be a Curry, I feel bad for him.
I still don't have a Curry. That's another guy I don't have yet.
I don't think I have a Curry right now.
Got 12 Darius Baseys, though,
I
guys.
forget.
Oh, I do have one. Never mind.
I think I do too. I think it's a common though.
All right, let's go. Last one. Let's
Last one. Let's see. You got Siege.
Raptors.
OG
Anunoby.
Yeah, we had
10,531 out of 15,000. So we will send these moments to you, Siege 2020. Appreciate your support. Thanks for watching the show. And we're going to keep doing giveaways each week. We have packs to give away in the chat. So everyone make sure you drop your username each week, and we might pick someone from the chat to win. We're going to start doing some Twitter giveaways as well. I know we've done some of those in the past where if you retweet the show, then you might have a chance to win. So we're going to try to do more and more of those in the future. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Clips, thank you so much for joining. Where can everyone find your work?
You can find us on wherever you stream your podcast, and especially on basketballnews.com. You can find us on Instagram at ClipsNDrew. You can find me at Clips555. Yeah, come check us out.
Love it. Appreciate your time, Oliver. Thanks as always. And everyone, make sure you check out BetQL. We want to thank them for sponsoring us. Download them from the App Store. Use the promo code TOPSHOT. Get 25% off. Shout out BetQL. Until next time, thanks for watching.